How's it going, everyone? Y'all doing good? Because over here, things are getting heated. I might be getting into a new beef. We'll see. So the video I dropped a few days ago about Marilyn Manson dropping his lawsuit sparked a reaction from none other than his #1 attack dog, Colonel Kurtz. And she proposed a challenge for me that I simply could not refuse. She wrote on her Instagram story, "Edwin gonna discover that no one cares anymore and the views for these types of videos are I made my video about Manson dropping his lawsuit like a week and a half after you did. I waited a whole week and a half. I wasn't thinking about views. I was letting you grieve and wanted to share my own thoughts. Also, aren't you a college professor? How dare you start a sentence out with Edwin gonna discover? Get a little ebonics in there. Edwin gonna discover? She continued saying, "This whole saga has become a niche topic. And personally, I would argue that this whole Marilyn Manson stuff has always been a niche topic. And she's made what? Over 300 videos on this subject? Literally? At what point did it become a niche topic for you, Kurtz? At video 200? Because you kept going, and now you want to make a statement after I make a update video a week and a half later after he drops his lawsuit?" Sorry, too animated. She says, "I kind of wish more people cared because it would mean additional buzz for Manson and more interest in my work. But nope. No one gives a shit these days. Have fun toiling away in obscurity, Edwin." Yes, okay, alright. I mean, is it just me, or is homegirl speaking out of both sides of her mouth here? She claims she wishes more people cared for personal buzz and exposure, all while very obviously trying to discourage me throughout the whole message. Especially at the end there saying, "Have fun toiling away in obscurity." I'm definitely sensing some snarky passive aggression, but what are the emotions that you're feeling behind all that backhanded commentary, Kurtz? Anyways, challenge accepted. I posted on my own Instagram story and I said, "Very funny to see Marilyn Manson's YouTube spokesperson tell me, quote unquote, no one cares about his controversy and the subject that gets shitty views. Sounds like you're telling on yourself. None of the videos I make have those goals in mind, but I'll tell you who does care about this subject, Lindsay Usick Warner, his wife. You should probably care too once I end up revealing some of your dishonest coverage." That is my informal way of announcing that I'm gonna be pursuing this subject and make many more videos on this, regardless of whether the videos get shitty views or not. That is not what I care about. I care about the subject itself. However, I will say that unlike Kurtz, I'm a bit more optimistic in that I think I can make people care. There are a lot of people on my channel that have seen my videos and are still lost. So it's a challenge for myself, for sure. I mean, this is a great opportunity for casual viewers of mine, or maybe if you just bumped into this video by chance, or maybe even if you're on the Manson side, right? Whatever side you're on, I'm gonna go full in. Because I know obviously the average person doesn't even have the time to fully invest, right? So post a comment with your question, whatever you've been wondering, whatever your perception is, right? I'm curious. Maybe she was a bit territorial because Kurtz doesn't want people hearing what I have to say. But even if Kurtz or others disagree with what I have to say, I will always welcome the discussion. In fact, I'm pretty confident that I can prove to you that people will care if we make them. If you truly want people to care a little bit more and more views on your channel, why don't we schedule another debate? And this time it can be on your channel. All the views for you. Our last one is sitting at around 20,000 views. You have more than 2 times the subscribers that I have on this channel, so you could possibly get 2 times the views, maybe 40K, right? Or maybe more. Now maybe you're hearing this and you're not as optimistic as I am because, you know, this subject doesn't have that much interest, but hey, if we schedule it for down the line, like maybe mid to late January, that gives me enough time to build up the hype necessary that, hey, one live stream on your channel could get a lot of views. It's all for you. I'm telling you with confidence, I can build up the hype. Along with sharing a perspective that doesn't indirectly come from Marilyn Manson's PR team, I'll also be debunking a bunch of the falsehoods that you so casually spread on your channel and pass off as truths. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm personally feeling hype already. And you know that people love internet beefs. I mean, I already called you Marilyn Manson's attack dog. Ooh, spicy. I'm being so tame too, especially given the amount of damage and hurt that you've caused a lot of people. But look, I'm not even gonna get into that. Damn, look at me with all the smack talk. Hey, you don't even have to promote it at all. It can be all me. I could promote the debate in every single video that I do in which I expose your deception or correct your misinformation, which would be a lot of promotion. And I'm sure you'll have a great excuse for every time I expose your misinformation or straight up deception, but rest assured, I'll always have an upper hand and I'll always have a secret card ready to use against you because you're full of shit. All right, I'm overselling it. This is too much WWE talk. I mean, she literally replied to my story and said that I would be helping her because she needs more exposure regardless of the kind. I'm not lying, that's what she said. So theoretically speaking, she should be totally down, right? Now again, before we get into all that fun stuff, disproving Marilyn Manson's new superfan, I'm gonna be doing a video covering his lawsuit and how it all started. Because I feel like if you look around YouTube, there's not really any sort of unbiased cases. And I'm not saying I'm totally unbiased, but I wanna at least present a different narrative, than the one ran by his PR team, essentially. So if you have questions, comments, or whatever you may feel about this case, all right? Even if you don't have any interest, let's get into it. It's a challenge for me, all right? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. I'm actually excited for this. I feel like I'm building a foundation, for like a bigger video. Like this series of videos that I'm gonna start doing is kind of like the Disney Plus. It feels kind of like an insult, right? But like the smaller show, sideshow, spinoff, until I do a bigger video on, dare I say, Edwin's generation. Maybe we'll see. Anyway, I got a lot of work to do. I mean, I could literally do an entire standalone video on Lindsay Usick Warner, right? Marilyn Manson's wife. She's got a wild digital footprint before all the accusations even became public. Not to mention her earning the name Amber 2.0 for Marilyn Manson himself, which I think is so funny because if you go to Colonel Kurtz's channel, you'll see her trying to compare Evan Rachel Wood to Amber Heard. And it's so ironic because now Colonel Kurtz is all buddy-buddy with Lindsay Usick, right? Manson's wife. Even though like Manson would call his own wife Amber Heard 2.0. And that stuff is so messy. There's so many details about their relationship that is so messy in public. But like Kurtz is just like insulting Evan Rachel Wood with the insult that his own wife used to have. Of course, Colonel Kurtz never covered that information because it doesn't really, serve the purpose of her daddy, Marilyn Manson. Seriously, it's so funny to me that it's gotten to the point where Marilyn Manson could say, hey, would you lick my ass clean? I just pooped. And I think Kurtz would say yes. I just think it's so funny because literally, she was 42 2 years ago, right? Or 3 years ago, I don't know, when she started her channel. I think she was 42. And she decided, you know what? I'm going to become an ultimate Marilyn Manson defender. Because she claims that she was never a fan. And I like to believe her. I think it's so funny to believe the idea that she was never really a Marilyn Manson fan. And now she literally travels the country, even to Mexico. She flew to Mexico just to see him and play and be backstage. And I'm like, what? You literally became a groupie. What? Like she posted a picture on X saying like, my man finally got to meet my other man. Oh my God, no shame with this woman. I love it though. I love it. I'm glad you're finally owning it. All right, guys, honestly, like up the video if you're hyped up and think that Colonel Kurtz should definitely agree to a debate in January or February, whatever, right? As long as she agrees, we can talk about details later. But until then, I gotta dig in and do some homework because I'm gonna tell you guys everything. From my perspective, be totally fair, all right? And if you guys have opinions, I can address them even in either a comment or maybe in a video, all right? So we'll get to everything. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys real soon. It's real exciting. Let's fucking go.